That's really interesting. And so, on top of that, I'm hoping I did hear you say that this community agrees on the top five, 4 and 5 priorities. But can we drill down a bit and talk about what those differences are, or if a politician should think about the difference in regionality may play on things that the Latino community is thinking about this election season? So, for example, what are those differences for, like, say, northeastern versus southwestern based Latino Hispanic Americans?
In some ways, this is no different than what any candidate or politician would do when they are preparing to go talk to a group of their voters, whether it's voters that already support that candidate or politician, or voters that hope to win their, who support they're hoping to win. Um, if the nature, for example, let's take the top one of the top concerns consistently over the years, which is the quality of jobs and the wages those jobs pay. So if you're a candidate who's at a national level going from one state to another, you would do your homework about what are the bulk of jobs and the conditions with those jobs in a particular, say that in Arizona compared to Maine, right? So similar here, you know what the top priority is, but that may look slightly different in Miami than it may look in the Rio Grande Valley. So that's just basic, I think, homework that all elected officials and politicians do. That takes us to another challenge that even though this community is the second largest voting age group of Americans, a lot of times parties and candidates have not really done significant outreach to these voters. So either some of these candidates take them for granted, like, of course, they're going to vote for me just because, I guess, and or they'll never vote to me for me, so I'm not going to bother. And so what ends up happening is that a lot of these voters are not hearing enough from the candidates. One, two, because Latinos are a young community, right? Our median age is, I think, at least 10 years younger than for the whole American population. That also means that every year we have a good cohort of people who are turning 18 and becoming eligible to vote. In fact, every year, about 1 million US Latino citizens turn 18 and become eligible to vote. And if we look at 2024, given people who maybe hadn't been part of the electoral process in the past or who are turning 18, we know that 1 in every 4 Hispanics who participate in 2024 will be doing so for the first time in a federal election. So if you're a candidate, it's not only that you have a significant number of these voters you haven't talked to, you have at least 1 in 4 who are brand new, right? So it's an opportunity to brand yourself or your party, and it's an opportunity to also introduce yourself to these voters. In some
And
ways,
so,
it's not rocket science.